loud tonight. Good evening and welcome to the City of Roswell Mayor and City Council meeting of Monday, October the 28th, 2024. I'm Mayor Kurt Wilson. I'd like to acknowledge my colleagues and council members present. Councilmember Sarah Beeson, Councilmember Christine Hall, Councilmember Lee Hills, Councilmember David Johnson, Councilmember and Pro Tem William Mortland, and Councilmember Alan Sells. At this time, I will now turn the meeting over to our city administrator, Mr. Randy Knighton. Mr. Knighton will explain how the meeting is run.
Thank you, Mayor Wilson, and good evening, everyone. In accordance with Section Chapter 3.70 of the City Code, the City Council shall hold regular public meetings. And the purpose of City Council meetings are for the public to participate and speak on agenda items which constitute formal decisions by the elected body. These items are listed on the published agenda, which can be accessed via the city website prior to the meeting. This is a public meeting, and some items do require a formal public hearing. An important component of city council meetings are to hear directly from residents about those items listed on the agenda. Residents are at the top of the organizational chart, therefore public comments and questions are essential for mayor and council to consider as they contemplate each decision. If you would like to speak on an item, we ask that you fill out a comment card, which can be located at the back of the room, in order to ensure an accurate record of the meeting. We ask that everyone observe the principles of mutual respect and display the appropriate demeanor this evening, which should be and is reflective of this great community. With respect to the proceedings, we ask that attention is given to the person speaking, and if it is necessary for anyone to have an independent conversation, we respectfully request that you exit the rear doors to the vestibule area. In addition, we ask that you silence any electronic devices at this time. The mayor is the presiding officer and will ensure the orderly exchange of comments, questions, and discussion leading to decisions by the elected body. We encourage those in attendance and the viewing audience to visit the city website for meetings, events, and departmental information. And for a calendar of events, we ask that you visit roswell365.com. There are a number of events upcoming in the city of Roswell which promote community, physical activity, and leisure as we all make Roswell the #1 family community in America. Mayor Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Knighton, as always, and welcome to all of you. We have quite a large audience, and we're tickled to death you're here with us tonight. We begin our meetings with an invocation, and we're very privileged to have the Roswell Fire Chaplain, Dory Griggs, to lead us tonight in the invocation and moment of silence. Welcome, Dory.
Thank you, Mayor. Please join me. Holy One, we give thanks for the opportunity to gather here tonight to celebrate our community, its residents, and our fire department. For dedicated service to his country through the United States Army, we give thanks for First Lieutenant Craig Smith, our esteemed veteran of Roswell. We appreciate the service and sacrifices made by all who serve our armed forces and their families. We celebrate the newest full-time firefighters for our city, another milestone for Team RFD. We welcome them to our city and Team Roswell. As the department grows, we are grateful to have such dedicated group of professionals. We also celebrate the promotion of several of our officers to their new positions and give thanks for their continued service. Today, National First Responders Day, we lift up all our first responders, fire, police, 911 communications, and EMS. Watch over each of them as they work to keep us safe. Be with our mayor, city council, and staff as they attend to the business of the city. And finally, grant each of us traveling mercies as we leave tonight. Amen.
Amen. Thank you to our splendid Roswell Fire Department chaplain, Dory Griggs. Dory recently was one of our leaders in our 9/11 ceremony here in Roswell, and then was one of the celebrants is a term that I would use for the state ceremony of 911. So we're very fortunate to have Dory in our ranks, leading us in the invocations of moments of silence. At this time, I'd like to ask United States Army First Lieutenant Craig Smith to come forward and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, First Lieutenant Craig Smith. I'm going to ask you to stay right there, if you would, Lieutenant Smith, as I ask the council to come down and join me for the first item under the mayor's report. Proclamation, Office of the Mayor. First Lieutenant Craig Smith, esteemed veteran. Whereas Craig Smith has honorably served our nation through distinguished military service as a commissioned officer in the United States Army, following his completion of the ROTC program and graduation from Virginia Military Institute in 1968. And whereas First Lieutenant Craig Smith entered active duty in 1969 as part of the Army's engineer branch, and successfully completed the Engineer Officer Basic Course at Fort Belvoir, Virginia. And whereas during his service, First Lieutenant Smith was assigned as a company executive officer for a training unit at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, where he provided essential leadership and advanced training to enlisted men within the engineer branch. And whereas in June of 1970, First Lieutenant Smith was deployed to South Vietnam as part of the 20th Engineer Brigade, headquartered in Binh Ho, where he served as an operations officer overseeing critical construction projects, including buildings and road work through the southern region of South Vietnam. And whereas in recognition of his dedicated service and leadership, First Lieutenant Smith was awarded the Bronze Star, the Vietnam Campaign Medal, and the Vietnam Service Medal for his contributions during the Vietnam War. And whereas following his military service, First Lieutenant Smith continued to pursue excellence by attending graduate school at Georgia Tech, utilizing the benefits of the GI Bill to further his education and contribute to the civilian workforce. And whereas First Lieutenant Smith's service and dedication to his country reflect great credit upon himself, his family, and the city of Roswell, embodying the values of honor, integrity, and leadership that our community holds dear. Now, therefore, I, Colonel Wilson, Mayor of the city of Roswell, Georgia, do hereby name First Lieutenant Craig Smith, an esteemed veteran of Roswell, and extend our deepest gratitude and admiration for his service, and call upon all our citizens to recognize his outstanding service to our country and our community, and that there is no higher calling than those who serve the United States Armed Forces. Congratulations, sir.
Well, thank you all for coming. I know certainly not everybody's here for me, but it's nice to have my family here and the grandchildren. But we appreciate the recognition, and a lot of veterans 50-some years ago came back and were pretty much ignored. So this means a lot, and appreciate the gesture. So thank you very much.
All right, let's do some pictures. Family. Thank you so much. Yes, I am. You guys. Thank you, Craig Smith, for those comments, and can't be echoed enough, particularly those who served in the Vietnam era. That is a truism which is often to forget 50 years later, but those who came back from Vietnam were not only not appreciated, they were often despised. So it's the least we can do today to remember them and to thank them. So remember all your vets, but I will say your Vietnam vets, give them a little extra love. All right. The next item under the mayor's report is the swearing in of new staff and newly promoted staff for the Roswell Fire Department. I'm going to ask our fantastic fire chief, Joe Panino, to come up to the front and lead the ceremony. Joe.
Mike. Mike.
So this is what we, as elected officials, we have this problem often with our fire chief and police chief. They often are grandstanding. So usually this, okay, like a regular microphone, but he's going to have to be specially mic'd up.
Test. No, we're not good with microphones.
There you go.
We don't want microphones. Thank you, Mayor. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Panino, and it is my honor and privilege to serve as the fire chief for the city of Roswell and to represent the dedicated men and women of the Roswell. Are we off again? We're off again. Now I'm going to need the microphone.
Sorry, brother.
It is what it is. Tested it.
Yeah, give it a second. It's not green.
Test. Okay, first I want to extend my sincere thanks to Mayor Kurt Wilson, the council, and the Roswell community for the ongoing support of the fire department. Your commitment directly impacts the safety and readiness of our community and is reflected in the service excellence that you'll hear tonight and the qualifications of those being sworn in this evening. The continued success of the Roswell Fire Department is a testament to your unwavering commitment to public safety and the transition to the full-time fire department. Since the implementation of the 5-year transition plan in 2022, we've consistently grown our team each year. The continued support, including best-in-class pay and resources, has been key to attracting and retaining top talent and improving service to our community. Tonight marks a significant milestone for our department and the city of Roswell as we officially welcome 23 outstanding individuals, some new and others receiving well-deserved promotions into key roles. This occasion is not merely a point of pride for these dedicated professionals and their families, but it's a cause for celebration for our entire community. So without further ado, allow me to introduce our new and newly promoted team members. And we're gonna start with Kyle Batten. Welcome, Kyle Batten. Firefighter Batten is a certified paramedic and has served 4 years with Dawson County Emergency Services, the majority of which was spent on the busiest rescue in the county. While with Dawson County, he obtained various apparatus operator certifications, Instructor 1, Officer 1, Tactical Emergency Critical Care, and more. He's passionate about watching Kansas City Chiefs football and also been a DJ for the last 12 years. And he's known as Kyle the Beat Batten. Congratulations, Kyle. Next, we have Zach Beck. Firefighter Beck has been in the fire service for 9 years, starting his career as a volunteer for Polk County. Before joining the Roswell Fire Department, he serves as a firefighter for the city of Carlton. He's certified as a rope rescue, confined space, trench, and structural collapse technician. He's also mandated and served on the SWAT team as a SWAT medic. When not at work, he enjoys hunting, time with his family, and community service through his church. Congratulations, Zach. Next, we have Dustin Bloom. Firefighter Bloom has been with the city of Roswell part-time for 1.5 years and has 3 years of experience with DeKalb County Fire Department, where he was a senior firefighter, relief driver, and dive rescue team member. He's a graduate of the University of Florida and enjoys surfing, snowboarding, working out, and spending time with his girlfriend, Katie, and their cat, Kevin. Not done. Firefighter Bloom recently obtained his Rope 1 certification and is eager to pursue other technical rescue certifications with the city of Roswell. Congratulations, Dustin. That initial clap was for the cat, Kevin. So next, we welcome Cameron Chester. Firefighter Chester is an advanced EMT from Dawsonville, Georgia. He served 3 years with Hall County Fire and has been with the Roswell Fire Department for 1 year. After working part-time in Roswell, he knew this was the right fit due to the team-first mindset and the tremendous city support. Cameron holds an associate's in environmental science and previously worked with the Georgia Department of Natural Resources. He looks forward to career growth and a better quality life here at Roswell Fire. He enjoys archery, hunting, and spending time outdoors with his wife and 2 boys. Congratulations, Cameron. Next, we have Daniel Colburn. Firefighter Colburn served nearly 15 years at Cobb County Fire and Emergency Services, most of which were on the county's technical rescue team. He is certified in rope, structural collapse, trench, swift water, and confined space. He holds a bachelor's degree in organizational leadership and management and an associate's in fire science. On his days off, he enjoys spending time with his wife and 3 sons. Congratulations, Daniel. Next, we welcome Thomas Dutton. Firefighter Dutton has been in the fire service for almost 19 years. Firefighter Dutton got his start at the Clayton County Fire Department and joins us from the City of Milton Fire Department, where he served as a firefighter, fire apparatus operator, and fire captain. He's pursuing his bachelor's degree in fire administration from Columbia Southern University and recently obtained his rope rescue technician certification. In his time off, Firefighter Dutton enjoys hanging out with his wife Jennifer and kids Ella and Carson. He also enjoys coaching and watching his kids' sports. Congratulations, Thomas. Next, we have Firefighter Maurice Gates. Firefighter Gates is a retired Assistant Chief of Operations from DeKalb County Fire Rescue. You guys throwing me off. He worked part-time. He began working part-time with Roswell Fire in 2017 and holds a bachelor's in business administration from Reinhardt University. Maurice is certified in hazmat and aircraft rescue and firefighting. He is a certified fire instructor and fire officer and received the RFD Chief's Choice Award in 2023. Outside of work, he enjoys making new friends while umpiring baseball and spending time with his wife. Congratulations, Maurice. Next, we welcome Ramon Inge. All right. I feel like I should get an applause for that. Firefighter Inge has over 30 years of combined fire service experience, including volunteer, part-time, and full-time work. He's a firefighter paramedic who served with Clayton County Fire and EMS for nearly 8 years and has an associate's degree in applied sciences. He holds certifications in Fire Officer 1, hazmat operations, vehicle extrication, and rope rescue. When not at work, he enjoys traveling, playing sports, hiking, and swimming. Congratulations, Ramon. Next, we have Jody Jameson. Firefighter Jameson has been in the fire service for 15 years, previously serving at Bartow County Fire and Emergency Service. He has several certifications, including rope, trench, rescue, structural collapse, confined space, swiftwater, basic certified emergency manager, and Georgia Chief Fire Officer. Firefighter Jameson also holds an associate's in fire science. When not at work, he enjoys hunting, fishing, and spending time with his wife and 2 boys. Congratulations, Jody. Next, we welcome Miguel Jimenez. Firefighter Jimenez has been in the fire service for 4 years, starting at Rockdale County Fire Rescue. Before joining the city of Roswell, he served as a driver at the city of Loganville. He has a technical rescue background and is rope, trench rescue, and swiftwater technician. Firefighter Jimenez holds other certifications such as SWAT medic, apparatus operator, public safety diver, instructor 1, and fire officer 1. He enjoys lifting weights and spending time with loved ones when he's not at work. Congratulations, Miguel. Next, we have Brian Cottrell. Firefighter Cottrell joins Roswell with 13 years of experience at Atlanta Fire Rescue, where he served as a firefighter, sergeant, and lieutenant in Midtown Atlanta. He holds certifications in Fire Instructor 1 and 2, Safety Officer, and Hazardous Materials. He's also a rope rescue technician and paramedic. Firefighter Cottrell earned a bachelor's in English Literature from Kennesaw State University. He's also a husband and father of 4. Congratulations, Brian. Next, we welcome Nicholas Leslie. Firefighter Leslie has been in the fire service for 8 years, previously serving at Cherokee County Fire and Pickens County Fire. He is certified in rope rescue, confined space rescue, and trench rescue. Firefighter Leslie enjoys spending time with his family, camping, and fishing. Congratulations, Nicholas. Next, we have Peyton McCluskey. Firefighter McCluskey has experience with Cherokee County Fire, Pickens County Fire Rescue, and private EMS in Metro Atlanta and Floyd counties. He's a second-generation firefighter with the city of Roswell, a certified paramedic, and was previously a member of Cherokee Fire's Swiftwater Rescue Team. Firefighter McCluskey has a wife who's also a paramedic and a 2-year-old son who is not yet a paramedic. When not at work, Peyton enjoys working on cars and riding motorcycles. Congratulations, Peyton. Next, we welcome DeMarco Ponder. All right. Firefighter Ponder has 3 years of experience in the fire service. He began his career with Moreau Fire Department and recently became a part-time firefighter with Roswell. Firefighter Ponder is also a paramedic and has obtained an associate's degree in emergency services from Pacific Union College. Committed to his professional growth, Firefighter Ponder is passionate about completing his bachelor's degree and advancing within the fire service. Outside of work, he enjoys spending time with his wife and 2 kids. He enjoys traveling, exercising, and challenging himself in every facet of life. Congratulations, DeMarco. Next, we have William Schecker. Firefighter Schecker has over 11 years of experience in the fire service. He started as a volunteer firefighter on Long Island and served with both the New York City Fire Department and the Cobb County Fire Department. Firefighter Schecker is a firefighter 2, an advanced EMT, and also has prior law enforcement experience, though we won't hold that against him. He has been recognized for his heroic actions, including rescuing victims from burning buildings on numerous occasions and saving a cardiac arrest victim. In his free time, he enjoys music and spending time outdoors with his children. Congratulations, William. Next, we welcome Scott Spradlin. Firefighter Spradlin has been in the fire service for 12 years, serving at the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department and Jacksonville Fire Department. He's a certified paramedic, swiftwater rescue, and hazmat technician. Firefighter Spradlin also holds an Associate of Arts degree, and when not at work, he enjoys being outdoors, paddleboarding, and working on his car. Congratulations, Scott. Next, we have John Wayne Jr., no relation. Right? Firefighter Wayne has been part-time with the City of Roswell for 3 years and has served at DeKalb County Fire Rescue for 10 years, obtaining the rank of driver-operator. Firefighter Wayne is a paramedic and is certified as Fire Officer 1 and Fire Instructor 1. When not at work, he enjoys RVing with his wife and 3 children. Congratulations, John. Next, we welcome Captain Chad Miller. Chad's going to get the Viewer's Choice Award. All right. Captain Miller has 10 years of experience in the fire service, with 7 of those at the Roswell Fire Department. He started as a firefighter and later became the department's public information officer and fire and life safety educator. In May, he was promoted to Captain of Emergency Management. Captain Miller also organizes many of our outreach events, including the Citizens Fire Academy, Leadership North Fulton, and CORE programs, and is a graduate of Roswell's Supervisory Development Program. He manages the Public Safety Peer Support Team and is pursuing a degree in Emergency Management. As the department's Public Information Officer, he's trained through the FBI Law Enforcement Executive Development Association. Outside of work, he enjoys time outdoors with his wife, Emma, and their 2 sons, Valor and Titus, and mentors middle and high school students through his church. Congratulations, Captain Miller. Hard to follow, Chris. Next, we have Battalion Chief Chris Archer. Chief Archer has 19 years of experience in the fire service, including 2 with the Roswell Fire Department. Recently promoted to Fire Marshal, he previously served as the Deputy Fire Marshal and Roswell's first Fire and Life Safety Plans Examiner. Before coming to Roswell, Chief Archer spent 17 years with Dawson County Emergency Services, leaving as the Lieutenant of Fire Prevention. A U.S. Army veteran, he's earned the Combat Infantry Badge and numerous other awards. He holds multiple certifications, including EMTA, MPQ Firefighter 2, Fire Officer 1, and Fire Instructor, as well as an associate's degree in fire science technology from Lanier Technical College. Outside of work, Chief Archer enjoys the outdoors with his wife Shannon and their children. Congratulations, Chief Archer. Next, we have Battalion Chief Gary Steck. Chief Steck has been a member of the Roswell Fire Department since 2019, initially serving as a part-time firefighter paramedic. Before his promotion to battalion chief, he served as the heavy rescue captain on B shift. Before joining Roswell, Chief Steck served with the DeKalb County Fire Rescue, and he gained valuable experience working in high-stakes environments as a member of the Technical Rescue Team, Dive Rescue Team, and Hazardous Materials Team. He holds a Bachelor's of Science in Fire Department Administration from the University of New Haven. His certifications include emergency response diver, confined space rescue, rope rescue, structural collapse rescue, swiftwater rescue, Fire Instructor 1, and Fire Officer 2. When not at work, Chief Steck enjoys spending time outdoors with his wife, Hope. Congratulations, Chief Steck. Next, we welcome Division Chief Chris Cavender. Chief Cavender has been in the fire service for 18 years and serves as the Division Chief of Professional Standards. He's a strong advocate for firefighter safety and health. Division Chief Cavender championed numerous initiatives like implementing NFPA firefighter medical physicals, the SCBA replacement committee, and the 4896 sleep study, where he acts as the liaison with researchers and field personnel. He has also developed educational programs to create cancer and mental health awareness within the department. Chief Cavender holds numerous certifications demonstrating his commitment to professional development and is pursuing a bachelor's degree in occupational safety and health with a concentration in fire science at Columbia Southern University. In his free time, he enjoys traveling with his wife, Joanna, and their 10-year-old son, Bryce, and playing pickleball. Congratulations, Chief Cavender. Next, we welcome Division Chief Ryan Knechtel. Chief Knechtel serves as the Division Chief of Logistics and brings 18 years of fire service experience, starting his career with the City of Decatur and later serving in Smyrna. He spent 8 years with the City of Sandy Springs, where he advanced from part-time firefighter to logistics manager, overseeing fleet maintenance, budgets, and EPA compliance. In 2022, he joined the Roswell Fire Department as one of the original 21 full-time captains. Chief Knechtel holds numerous certifications, including Blue Card Incident Command and MPQ Fire Officer 2. He holds an associate's degree in fire science and is pursuing a bachelor's in fire administration. In his spare time, he enjoys camping with his beautiful wife, Morgan, of 15 years, and their 3 wonderful children, Colton, Rylan, and Aniston. Congratulations, Chief Knechtel. Finally. Finally, we have Division Chief Danny Thompson. Chief Thompson serves as the Division Chief of Operations and is a 34-year fire service veteran, having worked 17 years with the City of Roswell Fire Department. He was promoted to Battalion Chief in Roswell in 2022 after spending 5 years as Fire Chief of Dawson County. Chief Thompson holds numerous national and state certifications, including MPQ Firefighter 2, Fire Instructor 3, Fire Officer 4, State of Georgia Paramedic, Post, Georgia Fire Chief Certification, Georgia EMS Director Certification, and Georgia Advanced Certified Emergency Manager. Outside of work, he enjoys cheering on the Georgia Bulldogs and spending time with his wife, Margie, and their 2 dogs, Pickles and Clementine. You didn't put their names, so I had to make them up. Congratulations, Chief Thompson. Okay. All right, in a moment, we will invite those who will be performing the pinning to join us at the front for the official ceremony. As we pin these badges on our new and newly promoted team members today, we're not merely attaching an insignia, we are entrusting them with a legacy of responsibility and leadership. So please make your way up to the front as we affirm these professionals' readiness to uphold the highest standards of the fire service, contributing to our mission of being a world-class public safety organization, and to make the City of Roswell the #1 family community in America. Please come on up. Go ahead. Find your person. Go find your person. Find your person. Go ahead. Get in there. Trying to get out of everybody's way.
Sorry, I missed you last month. We were down in North End.
Someone said you were coming.
Yeah. He didn't think it's really about having any of the potato walking tours, you know.
All right. We get them all pinned? Okay, it's now my pleasure to invite Mayor Kurt Wilson to conduct the swearing in of our new and newly promoted team members. Mayor Wilson, please.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Chief. These incredible people that you see in front of you are not here by accident. They're here by the direction and leadership of a very, very gifted and talented fire chief, Joe Panino, who's making this the #1 fire department in the United States through a whole series of metrics and innovations. So, gentlemen, for some reason, they're having you stand to the side, and I'm going to administer the oath of office to all of you. Are you prepared for that? Outstanding. And I guess we're going to be doing something unusual. We're going to be all facing this way. So, so you gentlemen prepared? All right, let's do this. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear. That I will support and protect the Constitution of the United States and of the state of Georgia, and that I will bear true faith, loyalty, and allegiance to the same, that I am entitled to hold office under the Constitution and laws of the state of Georgia, and the Charter of the City of Roswell. And that I will faithfully perform all of the duties of the position, state your position, in the City of Roswell, upon which I'm about to enter, so help me God. Congratulations, gentlemen. Pictures.
Turn this way. Backing up. Right here, okay. Everybody look at me here. Here you go. On 3, 1, 2, and 3. Got it. Thank you.
Good job. Now you can leave.
Joe, where are all the firefighters going? Come on, Joe, this wasn't part of the deal. All right, as everybody's leaving, I'm going to go to the last item on the mayor's report, which is a list of upcoming events in the city of Roswell. And I always ask our colleague, Councilmember Hills, to make the announcements for us. So, Councilmember Hills, would you do us the honor?
Yes, sir. Glad to do that. Just want to continue to direct your attention to Roswell365.com, which is a all-knowing website for you to go see what's going on in Roswell. You can also list your own activity if you have a nonprofit or a faith organization or community organization you'd like to open up an event to the public. You can register for free your account and then post some information about that, and then that will be revealed to anyone that goes on Roswell 365 to see what's coming up. Also want to bring to your attention on Saturday, November the 2nd, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., Take 3. This is a tribute to the Beatles, Billy Joel, and more at the Roswell Cultural Arts Center. And this is a violin, vocals, piano, and cello tribute to hits by the popular artists Billy Joel, Neil Diamond, and the Beatles and others, as well as pop song favorites such as Sweet Home Alabama, Hallelujah, Game of Thrones, and Pirates of the Caribbean. The all-female trio is celebrated for weaving seamlessly in and out of musical styles with jaw-dropping virtuosity. Tickets are available online. Also coming up the following day, Sunday, November the 3rd, is a free concert. This is Hope for Our Country, a free concert that is praying for our country as we go into the election day on the 5th. And so the event is on November 3rd from 4 to 6 at Sunny and Rainy on Oak Street. And they'll have faith leaders, local business owners, Kristen Gates from 94.9 The Bull, David Chanley, Fox 5 meteorologist, and then as far as vocalist, Megan Danielle, who's an American Idol, I believe, winner, David Glenn and band, and April Farmer from the Buckhead Church, all singing. So bring your tailgate chair and come enjoy the afternoon. It's a free event, just praying for our country. All denominations or non-denominations are welcome. You can park on Oak Street or here at City Hall and walk 1 block over and enjoy a nice afternoon with music and worship, just praying for our country. Then on Saturday, November 9th, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., the City of Roswell Hembry facility will host Roswell Household Hazardous Waste Collection. This semi-annual household hazardous waste collection event allows residents a way to dispose of hazardous materials safely. This event is for Roswell residents only. No latex paint or oil-based paint will be accepted. The event is held at Public Works, Transportation, Fire facilities, not at the Roswell Recycling Center. So it's just right up the street from there. That's Saturday, November 9th. So stock up what's in your garage and get it on over there. And then we had the Irish Fest coming. This is becoming an annual event, and we love it. This will be hosted at Roswell Cultural Arts Center November 8th to November 10th. And this is a beloved family-friendly festival that will feature Irish dance teams, Irish music groups, including Cherish the Ladies and the Freel Sisters, an Irish tea, whiskey tasting, bread making contest, Irish sports demos, an Irish film festival and music, dance and language workshops. We'll have food trucks, an Irish pub, and arts and crafts for the kids. And this 3-day festival is free. However, some events require paid tickets. Come and experience the rich culture and traditions of Ireland right here in Roswell. Finally, but certainly not the least, this is probably the most important one on our list. This is Veterans Day coming up, and this mayor has started a beautiful program celebrating our veterans here in Roswell. This is at Roswell Area Park, Monday, November 11th, so that's 11/11, and it will be at the Roswell Area Park at 8:30 in the morning. Join us as we honor and celebrate our veterans. This event will include an honor walk and ceremony at Roswell Area Pond. If you are a veteran, if you know a veteran, if you think you know a veteran, will you please make a call to City Hall here, and any number you dial, you can get a hold of somebody to have their name added to the list. We'd like to recognize our veterans that live here in Roswell, and it's as special to us as it is to the veterans. So just know that we will not miss an opportunity to honor our veterans. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Lee, so much. I appreciate that, and appreciate that emphasis on the Veterans Ceremony in 2 weeks on November the 11th. That concludes the mayor's report for this evening. Next is the consent agenda. Does the council have any questions or comments regarding the consent agenda? Being that there are none, are there any Roswell residents that would like to speak on the consent agenda? At this point, I'll bring it back to council. Any final thoughts, comments, or questions on the consent agenda? Please keep it down over there. You guys over there waiting, waiting? All right. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion is made by Councilmember David Johnson, seconded by Councilmember Lee Hills. All those in favor of passing consent agenda, please raise your hands. Let the record show that the consent agenda passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Next is the regular agenda. The first item underneath the regular agenda tonight is transportation. Our transportation liaison is Councilmember David Johnson, and I will ask Councilmember Johnson to read the item.
This is item number 1 is this motion for approval of the functional use of church circle presented by Director Littlefield.
Thank you, David. Welcome, Jeff.
Welcome. Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, council members. Tonight I'm here to talk about the consideration to approve the functional use, the change of the functional use of church circle. A little bit of background, and there is 2 portions to this item that you will consider tonight. Neither one are dependent on the other. But a little bit of background is staff is seeking approval on the proposed concept to change the functional use of church circle from the current one-way northbound direction to a 2-way functionality on approximately 100 feet of the northernmost portion of church circle from the intersection with Jones Drive to the newly constructed rear parking lot of the Roswell Junction Food Hall. And I'll show you a map and some plan sheets later on in these slides. In addition, staff is seeking approval on the proposal to change the functional use of the remaining portion of Church Circle from a one-way northbound direction from Connemara Road to the newly constructed rear parking lot entrance to the Roswell Junction Food Hall to a multi-use trail. This is a map of the area. You can see Brown Drive is over here, Connemara is to the bottom of the screen. Jones comes off of Highway 9 by the new Roswell Food Junction. And I think I might have right here is Church Circle. Has been referred to as Church Street, but I don't have any record of that, but it has been referred to as Church Street before. Moving on, this is a plan sheet that just shows the actual 2-way northernmost portion, which is right here. And if that's the only thing that we approve tonight, then there would be an island that would prevent vehicles from moving in the southbound direction on Church Circle, and it would actually funnel them into this parking lot. The reason we're doing this is to protect the neighborhood that's around here. So if anybody going to the food hall would enter in at this entrance here, with this being a one-way street, the vehicles would have to go around Brown or Jones Drive, go to Connemara. Sorry about that. Go to Connemara and then circle back around to go into the actual entrance of the food hall, which is over here. So we're trying to protect the neighborhood from having excess vehicles travel through and just unnecessary trips through the neighborhood. If the approval is to make this a pedestrian path or a multi-use trail from Connemara to the rear entrance, it would be this. Yes, sir. Yeah, Jones to Connemara. Yes, sir. Yeah. It would be separated by bollards so that you could squeeze a golf cart through, but that you wouldn't be able to get vehicles in there. And then it would stop with bollards at the portion of the 2-way section of street. The developer, there is no financial impact to the city. The developer has agreed to make all improvements on Church Circle if converted to a multi-use trail, meaning that he would clean up all the edges of the asphalt, saw cut the edges, put a seal coat on it to make it look good, plus install the bollards, the bollards that we approve so that they would be safe and worthy of having bollards, not just plastic bollards. And also the city retains all right-of-way and all elements of the right-of-way, so all of the multi-use trail. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that
Yes, sir. Thank
presentation.
you.
Yes, sir, very much. Council, have any thoughts, comments, or questions? Yes, ma'am. Councilor Beeson.
Could you go back to the slide with the map?
Yes.
I'm sorry, the one with the bollards.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This back.
All right.
So looking at the section where it's marked the 40-inch high bollards, in the event that a car makes it that far, is there a turnaround point for them before they get that far?
The bollards would actually be probably in like a pork chop shape to funnel the vehicles into this parking lot. They wouldn't be down past that radii right there. So they would, this is a drawing that was submitted to us, not an approved drawing because the concept wasn't approved. But if it's approved, we would make sure that the bollards are up here at the actual entrance, the back side of that entrance, so that vehicles can't come down that pedestrian path.
Okay, so it would be after the parking lot then, because I guess
Yes,
the
ma'am.
spec that
Yes,
I'm
after
looking
the
at.
parking lot.
Okay,
yeah.
at the
Yeah,
spec I'm
here's
looking
the
at looks like it's
beginning
before.
of the, like, this is all two-way here, and that, like I said, is to protect the neighborhood so that vehicles can actually go down this way on the church circle. But the bollards would be right, I don't know if you can see my pointer or not, but.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We'll pretend we can see it on this side.
It's pointing away, sorry. It would be at the bottom half of that entrance to the driveway.
Okay, so there is still an ingress egress point for that parking lot before the bollards?
Before the bollards,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sarah, any, yes, ma'am. Councilman Mortland.
Question from committee. We're talking about these bollards. These are removable bollards. If so, who maintains the key? How easy would they be to pick up and move in the case of a need to move them, such as an emergency?
These would be owned by the city. They would be installed by the developer, but then owned and maintained after the installation by the city. We would work with the fire department, police department to make sure that we met their criteria, if it needs a knock box or whatever it would need. This isn't approved, so we will go through that process if it's approved to make this a pedestrian path.
Any additional follow-up, Will? Thank you, sir. Any other thoughts, comments, or questions from council? Thank you, council, very much. At this time, I ask any Roswell residents who'd like to weigh in this matter. Welcome, and make sure, yes, ma'am, Janet, welcome. Make sure you state your name and where you live in Roswell, and we're glad you're here.
Pick up these pens so I don't trip on them, Jeff. Thank you. Who dropped the pens?
He does that sometimes.
Janet Russell, 260 Willow Springs Drive. I live 10 seconds from this street.
Yes, ma'am.
For 51 years. First of all, let's make a couple clarifications. It is Church Street, not Church Circle. This is a circle. This is a street. This is not a circle. It was named Church Street about 60 years ago. When somebody knocked down one of the signs that said Church Street, whoever RDOT made the new sign decided it should be Church Circle. It was just pulled out of the air, so that is incorrect. Secondly, references to where Connemara connects to Church Street, or Circle, as you want to call it, is incorrect. Connemara does not articulate with Church Street. It connects to Jones Drive on the left-hand side. There's only one ingress-egress for Connemara subdivision, and it is right there at the intersection of Jones and Connemara. So when you're looking at things, you need to know what the real facts are. You got that? Connemara does not connect to Church, Circle, or Street. That's important to know. The next thing you need to know is Church Street, or Circle, is approximately, except for the very top, 10 feet wide. That's less than between this podium and you. Two cars cannot fit on that street ever. So I have a real problem with making it two-way, because if you have not been over there, it is not a flat street as this would show. It is an upgrade, so you have a limited sight distance, and if we are even traveling northbound on that, and someone who's crazy enough that says, do not enter one way, decides they want to enter, we can't see them coming. And believe me, the coffee house people don't pay attention to signs. They do what they want. And remember that the people who go to the junction will be entering or actually leaving probably drunk. So it will be very interesting. I think they've done a nice job with the building. It's looking great. They probably put $100,000 into landscaping. That is not the problem. When this project was presented, I talked about the traffic ingress egress that was going to be a problem. I suggested it be only an entrance from the Port Coast side on the south side of the building, enter the parking lot, and to exit, go back out, make a right turn only up to Jones, and leave. They do not need to be going in and out, because I will tell you, bollards or not, people who decide I don't know if I want to go here, will come all the way around and go through the neighborhood. And remember that the hill of Jones Drive, which is on this side, is our snow sledding hill when it snows. That's how steep it is. People come from all over the neighborhoods to sled on that hill. So it's dangerous. The Jones Drive has no curbs. It is punched in granite. Church Street, where the driveway is of the church entrance, was a little tiny wooden house owned by, I believe, the Abernathy family. That's why they gave it a name. It was really just a paved driveway to their house because their sister lived on the corner, where we have 2 Habitat for Humanity houses now. Where the Habitat for Humanity houses now was a farm when I moved here. Mr. Weldon plowed it with mules. And that wasn't in the ancient days. That was in the mid to 70s and 80s. So the whole multi-use thing, let's not call it a trail. A trail's what you got in the woods. This is a street in a neighborhood. The house on the corner here is from 1850. The house on the other corner is from 2023. This is a real neighborhood with houses from the 40s, the 1960s, the 1850s, and everything else. I've mentioned the site distance. If you decide because what's going to happen is, first of all, they've already widened the driveway entrance without anybody's permission. And they've put in a sidewalk from the driveway. There were no public notices about any of this. There was no sign, there was nothing. Nothing. I guess because we don't have an HOA in our neighborhood, we don't get consideration. If they decide what will happen is we're going to widen Church Street, it will be within, from here to you, to someone's home. And I can assure you, none of you would allow that in your neighborhood, putting in a street. Golf carts, we have one in our neighborhood. One golf cart. He lives way at the end of Cotabara. I haven't seen him in a long time. Who in the world's going to use golf carts? It's against the law on Highway 9. They can't go if it's over 25 miles an hour. And we are in a neighborhood that is completely sealed. City have tried to cut through to us several times over the years, down to Azalea Drive and everywhere else in their wisdom, right? I just have a real problem with touching Church Street anymore for that driveway and making it 2 ways. The reason it's 1 way is many years ago, a pizza delivery guy didn't know that it was straight up. It was higher than this down to the ground, and he went off and he teeter-tottered on it. I rest my case.
Thank you, Ms. Russell. I appreciate your comments very much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Would other Roswell Ernie, welcome, sir. Always glad to have you. Please make sure you tell everybody your name and where you live. Glad you're here.
Ernie Geyer, 437 Jones Drive. Thank you, Mayor, Council. First thing I'd like to say is Jeffrey is an exceptional person within your group. He came out there. I just happened to be there. We spoke for, 30 minutes? Went over the whole details and all, and honestly, I know Janet's frustrated, but this is probably the only solution to this problem. But I had 2 questions. So if you go along with this idea, is there going to be signage at the south entrance coming in saying parking for Roswell Junction only? Is there going to be some designation to say, hey, when people come, that if they go there, that's just for Roswell Junction? Otherwise, I don't want them to get in there in a quagmire and they say, well, this is not where I wanted to be. I mean, is that something that's legitimate?
Yes, that would be acceptable then.
Well, that's your call.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, we plan on having directional signage into the Roswell Junction because basically it would be serving the Roswell Junction parking.
And the second question is, if you come in on the south entrance, on the other side of the church.
Yes, sir.
Is that still going to be one way in only, and those cars have to exit at the north entrance?
I believe that is the intention, and that
Anyway,
was the intention all
in the
along, to
beginning.
make it a circle, but
Okay.
just human nature,
Okay.
people see it, they would turn down.
Okay. So saying that, I just want to add one thing. You know, when this came up for approval initially, and as Janet said, this was discussed about how the parking was going to be, what the quagmire, it was going to be a convoluted problem. And I think the council, or I'm not saying the council in general, but I think it was overlooked. It's like you approved it, but now they haven't even opened it, and it's already a problem that they're trying to find a solution to. I think that's the aggravating thing for me, is this was brought up with the direction coming in and the thing going out, and now we eliminate a street that's heavily used by the neighborhood going in and out. That street for Willow Springs, when they exit, they automatically intend to probably go left on Highway 9, or they'll take the circle around Jones Drive all the way around to go right to the river. I mean, so now more traffic is going to come on the other side. So it's something that I think it just wasn't thought out initially, the repercussion of the way it was designed to where it's actually happening. So saying that, I think you really need to take into consideration the cause it's going to have, the problems it's going to cause for exiting on Highway 9. Because the traffic going both ways, there's no, you have to, once you live there, you learn that the river light and the 120 light gives you an opportunity. Sometimes you're waiting 3-4 minutes before those work in conjunction where you can get out. So if you have cars coming out of this Roswell Junction, and you're 3 or 4 deep, and people don't understand how you have to pace yourself, it could be a problem. So, having a police officer there, or, I guess the real thing to solve that would be to put a traffic light, but I'm told that that's a Georgia DOT thing, and that's not an overnight decision for them. So it's going to cause a lot of heartache for the people that live in this subdivision, including myself, to get out, especially on a Saturday or Sunday or a Friday, if this place is busy. So I think that's going to be one of the headaches that's going to be coming up, and Jeffrey, you're going to have to, I guess, get into that mode. Thank you for your time.
Ernie, thank you for your thoughtful comments. Would be remiss if I didn't mention that Ernie is the owner of Lucky's on Highway 9. If you want a fantastic burger, no better place to go in Roswell than Lucky's. Always appreciate your comments. And by the way, I completely agree with you. Jeff Littlefield is a steal underneath the leadership of Randy Knighton. Recruited him from the state of North Carolina to come be our Roswell Department of Transportation Director, and he does yeoman's work.
Exceptional coming out there. He discussed it. He understands our concerns, our frustrations, but I think he's doing the best he can to make a good thing happen. But I want to say this: thank you for bringing on these extra firemen, because that means more business for Lucky's.
I'm gonna get in trouble here, Ernie. Well, welcome, sir.
Hi, I'm Matt Cunningham. I live down at 50 Willow Springs Lane, just behind where this development is going in.
Welcome,
But
Matt.
I'd just like to, I think you've heard all the arguments, but I'd just like to pick up on Ernie's point a little bit about the added traffic getting out on Jones Road now on that entrance onto Highway 9. As you know, as you come up the street, that is a pretty good curve right there, and we've had numerous accidents right there for people coming through that curve too fast. Also not realizing the change, the reversible lanes and how you have to use that reversible lane to get out going north onto Highway 9. And then the only other consideration I'd like you to take is remember that, this is a nice flat drawing, but like Janet said, as you come up Church Street onto Jones Drive, that's a nice little curve right there too, and the visual aspect of it. So I would like to ask the city, whatever they do, to look at what they can do to mitigate, any future accidents that might happen in that regard, because I see that as a potential issue or problem going there.
Jeff, do you want to address the traffic calming a little bit that we've been working on, that you've been at the forefront of?
It was brought to our attention, this is a 2D drawing. The grade does go up. And so we did go out there and do a little bit of sight distance check. The sight distance is actually worse. This is my vehicle out there in the direction of travel today. As you can see, it's very challenging, but that's in the actual direction that we have now. If you look at the middle picture, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but okay, the middle picture, you're actually looking down the grade. So moving in that southbound direction is much safer than actually coming out of. And that's, like I said, that's the actual direction of travel today. We measured the sight distance. This is just us doing a typical, looking at a 3.5 foot tall object from a 3.5 foot tall object. And you can see almost to the actual entrance to the new driveway, or new entrance to the parking lot. But our bigger concern would be the actual direction that is going in today that we're not changing. So the new direction.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at, because, a lot of times, especially with the construction going on that's been going on now, I've come up there and I almost had my fender taken off, so by people coming down Jones cutting that corner real close.
And that is the new width. Part of the requirements was that they put in a sidewalk for pedestrians. And there is enough width at that northern section to put a two-way section. And it is an improvement to what we have. It fits within the right-of-way. So even if it's not decided to go two-way, it still serves as a function to the city.
Thanks, Jeff. Great. Matt, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your comments, sir. Thank you very much. Were any other Roswell residents like to address this matter? Being that or not, I bring it back to council for any additional thoughts, comments, or questions. Thank you very much. It being that there are none, Councilmember Johnson, would you like to make a motion, sir?
Yes, this is a motion for approval of item number 1 on the regular agenda.
Would you read the,
Oh, don't even read that.
yeah,
Oh, and let's steal your stuff, sorry.
yeah.
Approval on the proposed concept of changing functional use of Church Circle from the current one-way northbound direction to a two-way functionality on an approximately 100-foot section on the northernmost portion of Church Circle from the intersection with Jones Drive to the newly constructed rear parking lot entrance of the Roswell Junction Food Hall, and approval on the proposal to change the functional use of the remaining portion of Church Circle from a one-way northbound direction from Connemara Road to the newly constructed rear parking lot entrance of Roswell Junction Food Hall to a multi-use trail. Good Lord, roll tide.
The roll the tide part, we have to, you got to say the whole thing again, because you got to strike it for the record. All right, so Councilmember Johnson has made a motion. Is there a second to that motion made by Councilmember Johnson? Seconded by Councilmember Hall. All right, everybody understands the motion is read by Councilmember Johnson. All prepared to vote? All those in favor of the motion made by Councilmember Johnson, seconded by Councilmember Hall, please raise your hands. Let the record show that the motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. All right, thank you, David. Next on the agenda is the city attorney's report. Thank you, Jeff, very much, by the way, sir. Next on the agenda is the city attorney's report. City Attorney Davidson, would you read the first item under the city attorney's report?
Thank you, Mayor. The first item I have is approval of a resolution authorizing the mayor and/or city administrator with the city attorney to enter into a purchase and sale agreement to purchase that property at 1028 Green Street, which we know as Parcel 1, in the amount of $1,150,000.
Thank you. David, would you read the first item? Or did you read it? Is that just it? That's it? There's not anything more to it?
Nope,
That's it? All right.
I mean, the resolution's in here.
Let's see the resolution real quick before we go on. Okay. We won't make you read all that. That would be a lot.
Don't let me read it.
Yeah, no. All right, so City Attorney Davidson has read the resolution. Are there any comments or thoughts from council? Yes, ma'am. Councilmember Beeson.
To clarify, for this parcel, is this part of the parking deck and the bonds, or is this part of Green Street activation plan?
This is the Green Street activation plan, not the parking deck.
And the budget for this has already been allocated?
It was allocated in the 6-month budget.
Got it. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Any other follow-up thoughts or questions from council? Being there not, I'll ask Roswell residents if they'd like to weigh in on this matter. Yes, sir. Welcome, Mr. Yao. Always glad to see you. Just make sure you tell everybody who you are and where you live in Roswell. We're glad to have you tonight.
Okay, so it's...
Jason, make sure you say your name and your address, sorry.
Jason Yowell, 5010 Old Oak Trace.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm a little confused why this is Green Street and not part of the parking deck. And just to break down this whole triangle, the first 2 parcels that were bought, I believe together were about 2.4 acres, and the 2 parcels cost about $2.4 million, putting them at $1 million an acre. The Masonic Lodge was on a ½ acre, and you paid $5 million for it, which puts it at $10 million an acre, which is getting close to Oxbow hardware store territory, which was $15 million an acre. This is about 1/3 of an acre for just over $1 million. It works out to about $3 million an acre. Now, you may be saying that this is part of the Green Street activation, but it sure seems like it's all part of the whole assemblage for the parking deck. And these parcels altogether come to about $8.5 million. That's a lot of loot. And I still don't understand why, when the parking deck site was being picked, why the consultant, Jacobs, did not use the rubric that the city had established the previous year for site selection. And that included consideration of historic properties. And that's where you got caught up in the mess with the Masonic Lodge. If they had caught that, if that had been one of the criteria in that site selection, they would have gone to one of the 2 alternatives, one of which was the firehouse, which was planning to be moved along with the gravel lot next door, and the other was to recapture land that was sold to the hotel group and, possibly do some acquisition of their land to put the parking deck there. But that didn't happen, and that would have been a much lower acquisition cost for the parking deck. And in my opinion, either of those locations would have been a better location. Now, this piece of land, this is the corner, and it's the barn, this $1 million parcel. Is that correct? That blue barn? That sits on this parcel that you're, David's nodding his head yes. Has anybody done any research as to when that barn might have been built? The answer, no.
This is your time to comment, sir. You get to make comments all you want.
I would think we'd want to know.
Because if we were to challenge every statement that you make, we'd be here all night.
Well, I think, I hope that somebody has an answer as to when that thing was built, and that we're not going to find ourselves in another historic building situation. And is the intention to take that down? So, if when I'm done speaking, the two questions that I have. Is the intention to take the barn down, and has anyone done the research as to what the date the barn was built? And then if it's not being taken down, what are the intentions for repurposing it? And with that, I will conclude my comments.
Jason, thank you, sir, for your comments very much. Appreciate it. Always good to see you. Thank you. Would any of the other Roswell residents like to weigh in on this particular matter? If not, I'll bring it back to council. Council, would you like any? Yes, sir. Councilman Sells.
David, would you like to answer the historic issue?
Well, I mean, that's why I said if I answered every comment. Yeah, David.
So I have not looked at the, I have not looked at the historic nature of a potato barn, but it's, I think that's what the use was originally, and so it wouldn't be a significant structure either way, in my opinion.
Thank you, David.
Councilman Sells, did you want to add anything else? Thanks very much. Any other thoughts, comments, or questions from council? Thank you very much. This matter is in front of the city, it comes from the city attorney's report. Councilman Worthland, I'm going to put this in your area as the pro tem. Would you like to make a motion, sir?
Yes, sir. Motion to approve the resolution authorizing the mayor and/or city administrator with the city attorney to enter into a purchase and sale agreement to purchase certain property at 1028 Green Street in the amount of $1,150,000, $1,150,000.
Thank you, Councilman Worthland. Thanks, Will. Councilman Worthland has read the motion, has made the motion. Is there a second to Councilman Worthland's motion? It is seconded by Councilmember Sells. All understand the motion in front of them? If so, all in favor, please raise your hands. Thank you. Let the record show that the motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Thank you. And we'll move on to the last item of the city's report. Mr. Davidson.
Thank you, Mayor. The only other item I have is a recommendation for closure to discuss personnel, litigation, and real estate.
Thank you, David. Do I have a motion for closure? Motion for closure by David, Councilman Johnson. Do I have a second? Seconded by Councilmember Worthland. All in favor of closure, please raise your hands. Let the motion record show that the motion to closure passes unanimously. At this time, we are adjourned. This mayor and city council meeting of October 28, 2024 is adjourned. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Appreciate you being with us. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, closure. Let's go. Mr. Gazzetti has got a